Was the Innocenti Lambretta the finest scooter ever built? Leave me your answer below. Or was it built in Spain? Yes, the Series 2 EIBAR Lambretta. Probably, in my words, perfection on wheels. This is probably the finest scooter ever produced as far as I'm concerned. The TV175 would have been even better. This is a mere LI150, but nevertheless, its lines are perfection. Join me in a little ride on this beautiful machine. That was a really lovely ride out. Had a little ride around on it just to see how it was performing. I did notice something on the jetting Whereas on tick over, it's lovely, then it splutters slightly, and then it clears. So you've got this little hesitation before it clears. Now if I weaken it off to get rid of that hesitation, then it starts haunting a little bit. So I'm going to have to modify the slide. Follow me to another little trick. Okay, this cutaway on your slide affects your transition on the throttle. As you come off tick over and the throttle starts to lift, this regulates the amount of airflow over the jet tube, over the needle tube that comes up. The more flow, the slightly weaker the mixture, the less flow, the richer the mixture. So by having this cutaway here, you will then weaken that transition period, and you should be able to get a cleaner pickup on the throttle. You can obviously change the slide and use a different slide, but then that costs money and you've got to order it, and it takes time, and maybe you need one or two different slides. So this way, it's a non-reversible way. Once you've done it, you can't go back. You'd have to replace the slide. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim away a little bit, polish it back up, and that's it. We've got a slightly weaker slide. Right, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this away. We're going to use a grindstone, not a burr, because the burr will chip the chrome, because this has got chrome plating on it. So we'll go through with a grindstone first, and then we'll polish it. So I'm only taking it off. Make sure you get the correct angle. So the angle, if the angle is like this, you will just increase it a few degrees and get a slightly steeper angle on it. So you can mark it up if you want, but I've done loads of these. So I just go by eye without any problem at all. It's like art, not engineering. And that's it. Now we'll just polish that up, because we have got a burr on the front of that, and we'll polish it up with a little flap wheel. Right, I'll give you a close-up on that so you can see what we've done. And we've taken that away right here. That is now a weaker slide, and it should give us a much better transition. Okay, we will have to readjust the mixture screw net again now, because that will have weakened it a little bit more. So now we'll have to richen up the mixture screw a little bit, so then we can get that richness back right at the bottom end, but we'll get rid of that transition burble as it comes up off the tick over. Roll on the throttle, should be much cleaner now. Typical, it goes on to reserve. So we just got onto reserve. That didn't help much, did it? Okay, so the other thing when you actually put a weaker slide in is that it affects the bottom end quite a lot because it actually increases airspeed across the jet. So now at this low throttle position, you've increased airflow and airspeed, so that sucks harder on your jets. So it's now pulling the fuel up quicker and better. It's just made it a completely different setup now with just that small adjustment. It's a completely different carb. Right, more test drives, Chiswick. I better go and get some petrol.